Welcome back, listeners. This is the Hits Pause podcast, episode number 90, and our first ever video podcast, right?
Yeah, first ever. I mean, it's the first time I'm seeing you got a guitar in your house.
That's true. That's true. Basically, it was a lockdown thing, keep me busy kind of thing. Just felt like it.
I support that.
So my name is Ayman, and I'm here with my co-host.
Just say my name.
It's David. That's
Thank
David.
You. It's so much easier than me saying it. Yeah, thank you.
And just for the record, I am not looking at myself in the screen instead of the camera, because that is a pet peeve of mine when like vloggers and YouTubers do that and they look at the picture rather than the camera. I'm looking at David because we are having a conversation. So that's
yes.
my.
I'm more important than the audience. That's basically it.
Yes. In the we'll gloss over that. So we have a big show for you. This is a season finale. Long-time listeners will know that we have 10 episode seasons here on the Hit Pause podcast because, you know, we like to be different and
different like every TV show that has 10 episodes.
Yeah, but no podcasts do that. Let's be honest true. Here. Let's be honest. And yeah, so for the season finale today, we are going to be going through our top 3 videos that we've talked about on this season of the Hit Pause podcast. And David and I will also be choosing our channel of the season.
Oof, you know, I like this as a thing. Channel of the season.
We maybe should have tried like a voting. Maybe we'll try that some other time, but some like a voting situation. You know, listeners like vote. I don't know, but yeah. So I mean, should we start off with the typical hours watched this week? Just to
you threw me off
that's
guard.
That's where we normally do this. So let's have a little look. Why is my phone?
I'll be surprised if I'm in single figures.
You'll be okay. Well, interesting. So we'll see. Woo! I got some tasty hours this week.
14 hours this week.
Not bad. I've got 26 and 38 minutes. Whoo, yes. Not too shabby. Which I'm surprised. I have been watching a fair
problem.
Yeah, that too. I have been watching a fair bit of Twitch as well this week, so it's a bit surprised. But I mean, to be honest, this week though, I haven't watched anything really like new. I've been rewatching. I rewatched a lot of Donkey's old videos. I've watched a couple of podcasts that were like 2 or 3 hours long each. But yeah, mostly I've just been kind of dipping into the back catalog, you know, stuff I already know and love.
Hey, I'm a fan of that. I did the same. I rewatched like a playthrough from like 2 years ago, like a Naruto game.
Super Best Friend?
Yep. How did you know?
Because it's from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess we're gonna kick off with our top 3 videos from the season. Who wants to go first?
Me.
All right, I'm fine with that. Go ahead.
So it was hard because we put a lot in the description. Like if you've not been paying attention to our description, pay attention to our description.
Yeah.
This one took a while, but I think
you mean like a lot of links.
A lot of links.
Yeah, and for the record, all the videos we talk about today, we will be linking in the description.
Do we have to? I mean, you can find them in previous ones.
So we're saying if you want to watch them, you have to go find them in the back catalog.
yeah.
One
Play
by
a little
one.
murder mystery game.
Yeah.
My first video is the Kevin James video. I don't know what it was. I don't know why I liked it, but it was a sketch little thing that Kevin James is obviously an actor who's trying to hit. Yeah, comedian who's trying to hit his YouTube channel a bit more, and he does like little sketch comedy clips where he is the sound guy in a movie. And the one that he did for A Star Is Born, I don't know, it gets me every time. I rewatched it to make sure.
Yeah, I watched, and he's in like it's the one where he's in like a dark club, right?
Yeah. And he's obviously CGIing himself inside, but it's just the it's the perfect find for where he can interact with the actor in the movie that is obviously not looking at him, and it was done well. It was done so well.
Yeah. So his whole thing is basically the Sound Guy series. That's like probably his biggest series, right? Where he's just editing him as the sound guy into the clips. But I've got to say, after that episode, I watched some of his stuff. My favorite one was actually the what is it even called? It's the one where he's getting chased down by police.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to spoil it because it's pretty funny. But he's basically, it's a mini story. It's like 5 minutes probably, and it's him getting chased down by police. And you kind of find out why. That was pretty funny. That was my favorite one that I saw of his channel.
Yeah, I'm glad that he can translate his comedy into something digestible outside of movies, which is obviously good. I'm glad I found it accidentally as well. Yeah.
I mean, what kind of subs does he actually have? Do you know?
I'm gonna say like 500,000. It might even be less. I don't have that open.
I mean, fair enough, because he's obviously, he isn't an actor.
And we've talked about this before. Like, actors go YouTube. Like, Jablinski Games. I can't even remember his real name.
Jack Black, yeah.
And what's his name from High School Musical? He's hitting his YouTube hard as well.
Will Smith, come on. Will Smith's the king king of YouTube now, right?
King of actor YouTube.
Ever since the Rewind, he was named king of YouTube.
Yeah, I mean everyone. Yeah, that's incredible. That's like what, 2 years ago.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, I like the pick. It's a good pick. Some comedy, some sketch. It is a little mainstream though. He is obviously. Yeah,
I'm afraid. I'm afraid to admit I went mainstream there. I wish I didn't, but I did.
Okay, well, I am not going mainstream. Probably the opposite for at least two of my picks are definitely not mainstream. One of them's kind of mainstream, I would say. Yeah. So my first pick is Grinch's Ultimatum by Pilot Red Sun. Mm-hmm. We spoke about it in the time, and actually even in the description that we wrote for that episode, in the links, I even put Iman's current favorite video, because at the time it was my favorite video, and I wouldn't say it's my favorite anymore, like of all time. At one point it was like, this for me right now is the best video on YouTube. Now it's just like one of my favorites. Title,
by the way, best video on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, now it's just one of my favorites, but all it is, it's by a channel, Pilot Red Sun, who's got like less than 250k subs. I mean, this video has about 1.25 million, like over 1 million views. So that's pretty good going for a start. And it's only a few minutes, and it's just this really crudely drawn animation, like drawn in MS Paint. I mean, literally, I think he drew it in MS Paint. Like, it's so crappy, but in a really like stylish kind of way. And it's a mini story about the Grinch in like 2 minutes. But it's just ridiculous and it's funny. I don't know. It really makes me laugh. But what keeps me coming back is the music. I think he wrote his own music for it, but the music is just like this kind of weird synthy kind of deep beat. It's very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I do like when you can go that extra angle and like not only show the creativity in video, but the same for music.
Yeah,
music
exactly.
Is important to adding that.
Yeah,
effect.
and I came to that video from Umami, who we spoke about. I think we must have spoke about Umami last season, right?
Probably.
Umami is just another animator on YouTube. Like, I was kind of in a phase of watching animators on YouTube because there's actually a ton of really good stuff, and they really put in some decent, effort. Yeah, which is kind of, I don't know what YouTube can do to like support animators more, because
they put in, like, compared to a vlogger. Like vloggers could talk all day long. That, oh no, we put time and effort and script work into this.
Get
But
out of here.
an animator is hardcore, headphones locked in, doing 9 to 5 sessions to make the perfect video, where a vlogger could do 5 videos at that.
I mean, I guess the point is, like, at the end of the day, vlogs and that kind of throwaway content is just more. It's just gonna get more views. You know, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Fair enough. It's just hard.
Same with music, though. Same with music. Easy for them to get so much more views and ad revenue from a song versus a vlog, even. So a lot of things push the others aside.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, I guess what I want to say is just props to the animators on YouTube, like, who put in so much work, and there is so much, like, amazing quality stuff. I mean, Umami, for a start, he's still making stuff. He's actually doing some live streaming now as well, which I've been watching a bit of. So it's just basically him just drawing, and he's like talking with the audience, like, does this look weird? Should the shadow be here, or should it be over here? Like, which does this look weird? Yeah, pretty interesting. And he actually Umami, I'm a bit off topic now, but Umami actually did he did this really cool piece of merch recently. So if you remember, it was about this like amorphous pink thing. It's like a clown called Mischief, and he can change into other shapes. And in a couple of episodes, he changes into a bird. But he made an actual stuffed toy version of the bird. I'm very tempted to buy it. Like, it's very cool, like, limited run, well made piece of merch. I like it. Actually, sorry, go on.
I will say on that note, though, I think a lot of animators do get the benefit of a stronger community, or like a Patreon, or like even being able to sell what they actually make.
Yeah, that is true.
Compared to other YouTubers.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, unlike Pilot Red Sun, who'd never really posts, you know, he posts like once or twice a year. Umami is actually out there. You know, that actually brings me to the topic of merch. Let's talk about merch, YouTuber merch a little bit. I really like a lot of merch that gets put out, but it always just seems expensive. And like, I do want something that's well made. But PewDiePie, for example, because a lot of them use Represent, and that's like a like a big one. But they all typically charge tons for shipping to the UK. Have you noticed this?
It's almost like I've accepted it, but I shouldn't have.
I mean,
it's not a normal purchase. If I was to buy a laptop from America, because that's what I expect, but I'm getting that for a t-shirt.
Yeah, and it's like, well, surely you're just, you know, printing it. I don't see. If you say that you serve the UK and you have a big audience in the UK, why is there not a supplier in the UK or in Europe at least that will?
And you don't have to be that big to do it. I'm telling you, you gotta understand your community. A lot of people in those countries will do it. It's like Rooster Teeth. They used to only do America, and then it was just one fan who said, "Hey, I live in England. Let me be your UK to Europe like distributor." And that's how they employed the person over time. It's like, why don't you do that? I'm sure you'll have a fan or something that can work. You don't have to charge this much.
So I mean, PewDiePie does it, and even with that bird, like, I would have bought the bird, but then it's like an extra 15 quid on shipping, and it's suddenly we're looking at like £45 just for this thing. It's a bit silly. But yeah, that's my first pick. Pilot Red Sun, Grinch's Ultimatum. Highly recommend. 2-minute video. Very strange. Great soundtrack. I find it funny, but I realize not everyone will. Well, wait, one more point on animators. I wanted to pick the the barbecue video. That's a Nice Grill.
It wasn't this season, but it is definitely a strong favorite.
Yeah. Now, I didn't pick it because we didn't cover it this season, but that's possibly still my favorite video on YouTube.
Yeah, and what makes a favorite, ladies and gentlemen, is because you can go back to it and it's like the first time you saw it.
Yeah, it's like it's funnier every time, and there's nothing like it. But that one's a little edgy, and it wasn't this season, so Anyway, what's your next pick?
I will say lastly on the merch though, like probably between us, I think I bought the most merch, mostly to Logan Paul.
Yeah, is Logan the only one that you own merch from, or who else have you got?
In clothing, yes, but in other stuff like props and stuff I bought from other YouTubers.
Oh, you got
clothing,
some Rooster Teeth, right?
Yeah, and I think I got one from Fitz, who's a YouTuber. We actually talked about who's not posting anymore because of a little scandal.
Several. I thought he had several scandals, actually.
Well, I mean, like scandal that's made him stop posting.
Right.
It's just been this one. So just loads of other stuff. But Logan Paul's obviously he's pushing out content now. Everyone's seen his new turnaround and his clothing line that he's using as a way to like break free from the old Logan Paul. I don't like it. I really don't like it.
This is like not the Maverick stuff. He's got like a. Right? He's got like another
it's
brand.
still called the same thing.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Like it's Maverick clothing, but instead of like what it looked YouTubery before, now it's trying to be more clothes.
Like
right?
a clothing
and like
brand.
less about him, more about the brand. But I still don't like it, so I haven't bought
Really?
anything.
Yeah, oh, that actually brings me to another point about merch is HGH3, Ethan and Gila Klein. They obviously started Teddy Fresh. And I'm not kidding, like They just dropped some new stuff, new seasonal line,
10-episode line, yeah.
And I mean, there's so much stuff that I would buy. Like, it's so much of it is really nice, but I mean, sometimes
their stuff is expensive though.
Yeah, but it is very well made. It is very well made. But I mean, sometimes I'll see like a jumper. I'm like, that's sick. It's reversible. And it has this on one side, this on another side. But at the end of the day, I'm probably not going to wear it. It has like a teddy bear on the front. I don't know.
What, you got a problem with teddy bears?
A little.
Man, when I was a kid, I couldn't sleep without a teddy bear. If you had one, I would respect you so much.
Maybe I'll get it then. Maybe you've convinced me.
Okay. 80 pounds straight out of your pocket.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem. Anyway, what's the next you got on the list?
So, man, I'm still torn, and I shouldn't be because this is a professional podcast. We say 3 and we mention 3. So, I'm gonna say that LA Turtle video from the last episode. The dying one.
Oh, the one I gave you.
Yeah. Man. I rewatched it and I rewatched it and I rewatched it.
Nice.
And I love it the most because of just one, it's going back to old school roots, just you and a camera. I love that. And how you can make a story out of it with just simple edits.
It's just
but
so
great
budget.
Concept.
Like you could have edited that whole thing on your phone.
Yeah. And you could have got somebody to hold the camera for you, but you didn't.
Yeah.
You did it yourself.
Exactly.
I respect that.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. And it's like some of the top comments explain it so well. It's like a roller coaster of different characters all at once. Or you thought you were watching a 3-hour movie in like how long is it? Like a 40-second
like a whole
video?
Season of a show in 2 minutes or whatever.
Exactly.
That is such a good video. I'm pretty pleased that one of my recommends came in your list. Got in your list.
No,
that's pretty good.
No. That's really
and
good.
such a recent one as well. But I mean, I only just saw that video too, and it's great. It's so classic YouTube, like you say. It's just. This is like proper old school. This is no, A-list celebrity. This is no, clean cut, like vlogging style that we have. It's all like, it's crisp.
Yeah.
It's crisp and messy in a good way.
Crisp and messy.
Yeah.
The opposite of Marcus Brownlee.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's definitely not HD. Yeah, that's a nice pick.
One.
That is a nice pick. And he barely makes any videos, actually.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to like go on to a new route of like, I'm just strictly LA Turtle for like the next month.
Yeah. But there's just not that much there. That's the thing. Yeah. Okay. Well, my second pick. Now, these three favorites from the season are not in any particular order. But my second pick is a Food Insider video. So this is the one I mentioned was a bit more, bit more mainstream because it's well produced. It's kind of like TV. It could just be a TV show you'd see on TV. But the particular video which I'm picking, to be honest, it was quite hard to pick one in particular because they're all good. But I chose how Italy's biggest mozzarella balls are made. About 5.5 mil views. I mean, the channel has like over 2 million subs now, like 2.2 mil. So it's a pretty big channel. But this, I mean, a lot of their videos in general do very well. This is not even that strong, to be honest. This is from it's from the Regional Eats series that they do, which is with this lady. I think her name's Claudia. And it's just her going, this is a particularly famous regional thing that they make. And she goes and sees, how is it made and all that.
Yeah.
But like the Parmesan one they made had about 20 million views, something like that. So this one is kind of, they must have been like, only 5 million views. Jeez.
Exactly.
Ooh,
but
yikes.
if you've been listening to the Hip Pause podcast, you would know food sells on YouTube.
It really does,
but
yeah.
Only if you do it well. You have to give me that visual, like, wow, I want that right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you know something? My, this past season, I feel like I've been getting more into food videos and I definitely think it's partly to do with lockdown.
Oh, yeah. Food and games has been my sad. It's sad, but it's true. My season.
See, because the food ones, it's like, oh, I can't go out and eat. I'm cooking for myself every day and I'm cooking the same stuff and it's kind of boring.
Dude, you don't have to make the same stuff. I understand it's coming from you.
I mean, well, I don't know how to cook that many things. Like, what do you want me to make? Like, I make
watch
pasta
more YouTube and
one day,
more.
make
be a
some,
chef by now.
I mean, still, you got to still cook 7 nights a week, Maybe you order out one day. In fact, I've actually barely been ordering out, but it's nice. It's nice to watch. It's good, like comfort watching. I would describe it as. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good channel in general. Great series and a great video. Definite watch. Recommend. That's my number 2 pick.
Nice. So my third one, and you know what? Hate me if you want. If I'm breaking the rules, I'm gonna maybe say 2.
David, no. Not allowed. You could give me you need to pick one. You can tell me what the other one is, but you need to pick one.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So the other one that I'm not going to talk about is Mr. Beast's video where he had stuff that he's never uploaded.
Oh, yeah.
Purely for the fact of how not every YouTuber, but the good ones, put in loads of effort, loads of hours into a video. But if they're not satisfied and it doesn't meet their standards, they don't post it. Obviously, he made a video of the ones he didn't post in a compilation, but still.
Yeah, but only like years later, mostly.
Exactly.
What was so great about the video? I haven't actually watched it.
No. It's not my favorite.
No. Come on. We want to hear a bit about the runner-up first. Give me the goods. What was even in that? What was the contents? What did he?
There must have been like 9 videos in there, and I can't really remember. I remember there's one where he tried to make like the longest domino chain. For example, which is that's his style. Something not everyone can do or has the patience to do, and it seemed like a good enough video, but then it's just because he didn't think enough stuff was happening to make it video worthy. Sure, they got to the whole we made it really long, and it's a record in itself. But still, it wasn't entertaining enough throughout, so he didn't post it.
I mean, a video like that is kind of 99% boring setup.
Yeah, and only to see the end. Yeah.
And then the 1% as well is just a long line falling down. It's not even like...
No, but there's a lot of people that love that. Like the whole, seeing a, 50,000 puzzle piece put together. Like, there's a lot of people that love that completion.
I know, but even there are lots of Domino's videos on YouTube.
Of course,
but they're all tend to be, it's a nice pattern or does some like cool stuff and a ball rolls down. But if you're just making the longest domino thing, it's just like a long line. It's kind of boring.
Yeah, exactly. Seeing it, it's just the same as like stacking cards to like a new height.
Yeah, sure.
But anyway, so
your real pick.
My real pick is the JonTron video where it actually fades my mind right now. It's the one where I forget what the TV show was called, but then loads of kids in a deserted desert state or town in a state where they all have to be adults for like a season.
He has such a knack for finding this just weird niche stuff, and he's been doing it ever since he started on YouTube. It's like, remember did you ever see the old episode of him where he found all these bootleg Disney video games?
Yeah,
you remember?
Yeah.
It's a classic. It's
favorite.
Hilarious, but he has such a knack for finding this niche stuff.
Yeah. Or when he was playing, is it Barbie's Dollhouse or something like that? It's just like random games you don't expect. He's doing it.
Yeah.
It. Or anything else but games. And I love this video mainly for his reactions were so genuine, as they always are, but they were identical to mine. Like, wow, this TV show actually existed. Kids being told to fend for their lives.
Yeah, they literally in the middle of the desert. Like, here you go.
Yeah. One toilet, good luck.
Yeah. And he's just watching, like, how much of this is real? Because it seems like a lot of it is real.
Yeah. And I watch a lot of reality shows, mainly like The Survivor and The Amazing Race, the American stuff. And seeing that, it's like, this is a whole new standard that surely halfway, no matter how much money you spend, you're like, maybe we shouldn't publish this. But they did.
Yeah.
And the reason why I like this video is because it leads on to a follow-up video where he actually meets one of the kids that was on that show.
Who's obviously grown up now. He was like
15 years later.
8 when he was on the show, I think.
Yeah, and now he's 18 to 20.
Yeah.
And I loved that he reached out to him and made it into a whole new video.
Yeah. That was something that I really liked about that first video was, he's doing his standard JonTron thing. He's going about joking, clowning on this show, and then it gets to the end, and he's like, "Next time we actually have the guy," and you're like, "Oh, what? No
I've
way."
never had such a beautiful sequel trailer ever.
Yeah, exactly. Like that doesn't happen on YouTube. That's not like a thing people do, and he just comes out with that, and it's like, "Oh my god, that is awesome."
Yeah, I've never wanted to see a second video so bad.
Yeah,
I know I said that in the episode we talked about it, but man, so good.
Yeah, like making a YouTube video with a part 2 that you actually want to watch, I feel like is definitely noteworthy. So yeah, I think it's a good.
That's the definition of must sub.
Yeah. That is a very good, very, very good pick. Like, if that's not going to convince you to turn your notification bell on,
then I don't know. I don't
come
know.
on.
Maybe don't watch YouTube anymore.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, no, that's nice. That is a very good pick. Definitely with you on that one. All right, well, I'll go. I'll hit you with my third and final pick from the season, and it is from a channel we covered probably a couple of weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, and it's called DNSL. Okay, DNSL stands for Daniel from Second Life. Second Life is like this weird online game. You maybe heard about it. When it first came out, it was like the first one of its kind. It's a social online game, basically. It's very
I'm so
old.
glad you picked this because this actually leads into my YouTuber of the season.
Ooh,
so
okay, nice. But yeah, it's very kind of... So the videos he makes are just him messing with people in online social games. So it'll be the Second Life or does Gary's Mod or Daisy or whatever. And it's not about the games at all because the games are really crappy. The graphics suck. They just look terrible. But he just has such a knack for finding very odd, interesting people and just messing with them in such a deadpan way.
Yeah.
And this one, so it's called, the video I'm picking is called A Terraforming Nightmare, which is, it's not even at 1 million views, like 850,000. He actually doesn't list his sub count on his channel. But I know his second channel has like 7,000 subs. So I would probably guess he's probably got something like 100K subs.
Yeah.
I would guess. He's kind of like a cult. He's got kind of a cult following. And his channel only has 19 videos. But when I found it, I went through and watched all of it. So the video I picked is A Terraforming Nightmare. It's only 3 minutes long, and he just finds this lady who has an island on Second Life, and he's helping her change how it looks by like putting mountains and like making a lake, because she didn't know how to do it. So he's helping her, and she like turns her back, and he's like making huge mountains over here. And then she like logs off for 2 minutes and comes back on, and just the whole place is just water. And she's like, "Where's it all gone? Where's all my land?" And he's barely saying anything. He's just going, "What? I see water." Like he's barely saying anything. He's like, that's supposed to be land. That's not supposed to be water. Oh, this isn't good. Like he just barely says anything, and just lets these odd people that he finds just speak for themselves in such a good way. You don't need to like games. Check out that video. It's only 3 minutes. Of all the episodes we've done, I can't recommend going to the description and finding the links to all these videos enough. These are picks of a whole season, and you know how much we watch YouTube, okay? I got that 26 hours.
Imagine episode 100 and we do top videos of the entire channel.
Oh my God, David, that is an idea. It'll be so hard to pick.
Yeah.
We could pick like 10.
I can't do that. Well, that's cheating. Just your favorite video in each season.
Yeah, but not bad. Not a bad idea. Keep that one in the pocket. I'll make a note of that. But yeah, that is my final pick for our top videos of the season. Highly recommend.
Yeah. Before we go into the number one channel of the season, or channel that has like we found and we actually continue to watch, is there, I don't know, like when I put videos on the TV, for example, on the Chromecast or on a smart TV, I like to queue up my videos.
Yeah, I like that feature, by the way. That is a great feature.
Yeah. Why isn't that a thing? Or is it a thing? Maybe I don't know. Can you do that on your phone or like on a regular device?
You can. I know you can on your computer, because you can say like add to queue on the computer. You can do that.
Really, you can?
Yes. It's actually a relatively new feature. I've not seen it on mobile.
I definitely haven't. Just a simple currently playing list.
Nah, there is the watch later thing, but the watch later is like not good. That watch later feature has been around basically since the start of YouTube, and it's just not a good. It doesn't work well. It doesn't work how you'd expect. On computer at least you can do add to queue. Then it works the same as when you do it on your TV. Yeah.
So my method, especially when I'm just watching on my phone and I see a video and I want to keep scrolling, is I just download it.
Oh, okay.
So that I don't miss it or I don't forget. Which I don't think I should have to in this day and age.
I tell you what I do. I'll often like be on my phone, see a video I want to watch, but I don't want to watch it right then. So I will click it, just so it plays for a second, and then flick it away, then close it.
So that then
it's in my history. So then I'll go on the computer and go in my history and be like, skim through and be like, that video. It works well. That's better than the downloading.
So manual.
Yeah, but no, but it's not. But
caveman.
Hold on. If you want to be watching your YouTube on your computer, it's better than your method, because your method, you download it on your phone. So then you have to go on your phone in the downloads and be like, oh yeah, that video, and then open that up on your computer to watch it there.
Whoa, who's going back on their computer? I was just talking about purely on the mobile device. And that way, also, my downloads are autoplay. So after one video, it'll just go to the next one.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a queue.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, with the I'm not really downloading videos at the moment, but when I was kind of using it that way. Because then, I found myself on the tube and I'm just like, yeah, that video I wanted to watch. Remember the tube?
Yeah. Seen a lot of good TikToks about the tube, like people using their showers and like trying to pretend what the tube is like squashed in, and then 5 more people come in, and then like the shower door is the underground tube door. Is hilarious.
Yeah, really good like stuff. Getting withdrawal symptoms from the tube. Gotta get your fix. That's kind of funny. Okay, well that brings us to our picks of the season. We are each gonna pick a channel that is our favorite channel we've covered this season. So go ahead, David. You get to go first.
Am I allowed to do that thing again where I mentioned 2 but really talk about 1?
You can tell it. Give us the runner-up. Yeah, give us the runner-up.
Yeah, because it was tough, and I'm also disappointed to say that they're both gaming-related channels.
Okay.
I am sorry. I said it publicly. I'm sorry. So I don't know if it was the last episode or the one before, I mentioned a streamer called Mars who watched a Red Dead Redemption video and cried when a character died.
Yeah,
and that's kind of like her most popular video. I wouldn't say what she's known for, but like that's her identifier. And ever since that video, which was purely recommended, I started watching her YouTube, like Twitch, like just uploading her Twitch plays. And I've been watching her play Final Fantasy VII. Like, probably I'm on part 4, and they're all like an hour and a half each.
Oh, damn. Wow.
And I really want Final Fantasy VII, by the way. And also, I think with story games, that's her thing. Like, she's like an extra narrator. So yeah, I'm glad that I found it. However, even though I watch her more than the actual channel I'm going to talk about, I wouldn't say like I'm like, I want to watch a Mars video right now. So the YouTuber of the season, I briefly mentioned, I don't even know what episode. His name is Mystic, and he is just a guy. Yeah, he's got like 400k subs, I think.
Okay.
And he's like he's a Sony boy. He has all his videos are roughly like talking about PlayStation or whatever news or anything that's happened around the world of PlayStation. And he did a video where he was like talking about like the trophies and achievements basically that he's collected and all the games he's played, and that kind of got me into trying new stuff. So like recently I've been playing a PlayStation 1 game just for nostalgia. Grim Fandango.
I played it. Yeah, I actually played the whole thing on my phone.
Yeah, it was even on the Vita.
Yeah, they like re-released it everywhere.
Yeah, I remember it was like I must have been a little boy, and I had the demo disc.
Really?
And I thought it was scary because it was all skeletons and stuff.
Yeah.
So I didn't play it past like the first chapter. And now I'm like I'm playing it like today, and man, it's such a good dialogue.
I know,
it's
so well written, so well acted. It's just it's an absolute
voice acting
classic.
is amazing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah, it's the fact that he's inspired me to play a lot of stuff, get back into gaming, which I recommend this channel a lot. Obviously, he's PlayStation biased for some stuff, but in general, he's covers a lot of stuff. And the reason why I mentioned when you talked about Second Life that it reminds me of him is the video that absolutely got me, that I didn't know I was watching for 33 minutes long, is just like Second Life. PlayStation had a PlayStation Home.
Yeah, I remember. It was basically the same thing.
Yeah, and it's like your World of Warcraft. It's like a social game where loads of people who have an account come online and interact with each other, and a lot of people have made a lot of friends through that game. And he did like a 33-minute documentary on it, from like how the guy heading the game, who was from the UK, I think, was like, this is the game, this is the game, this is the game. Everyone, this is what's gonna sell the PlayStation 3. This is how we're gonna, get people connected. And it was just a bit too soon at the time. Everyone wanted a PlayStation or the next console for graphics and like better role-playing games and stuff like that. But this one was just very simple, and it was a good documentary.
Game, really.
Too.
It was just a social experience.
Social space, exactly. And the reason why I hit home is also for me is because I made quite a lot of friends through that as well that I've met in real life.
Oh, what you actually did? From that PlayStation Home?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was such... And like in the documentary, it talks about how some people actually bought a PlayStation for that reason, or before they used to play games, and now the first thing they do as soon as they turn it on is go straight to home. And that was me. It was like... It's like turning on Facebook at its prime. Yeah. Like... It was such a well-written stuff, and he's done it with other videos, so I think he is my channel of the season.
Okay, nice. I like the reasoning. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Kind of cool. I don't even remember us talking about him.
Yeah, I just mentioned it once. Like, he's got me into gaming, but now I watch his stuff all the time. He's a great speaker as well. I do like articulate guy.
Nice. Now I kind of feel a bit bad because my pick from the season was actually a gaming channel as well.
Okay.
But I don't know. Am I allowed to kind of change last minute? Because I did have a runner-up.
So
I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna swap the runner-up with the winner. So the runner-up was a gaming channel, or is a gaming channel, and it's called Strat Edgy Productions. It's just this one guy, and he's got less than 100k subs, and he actually recently, maybe 2 videos ago or something, said, I just quit my job. I'm going YouTube full time. I'm aiming for like 1 video every 2 weeks or something like that. But the reason I was gonna pick him for my favorite is that to me it's like it shows how you can still be fresh and do something different and new and interesting on YouTube, even with like old topics. He's doing gaming. Like, there's a million different gaming channels.
Oversaturated.
There's a million of them, okay? But he's doing these 30-minute long, sometimes 40-minute long videos that are like super in-depth. And he's not just bringing, your typical, this game's fun, like, haha, look at my funny gameplay. It's not that. It's like in-depth, detailed discussion of the actual like mechanics of the games, how they're built, and how the mechanics kind of come together as a whole to make something that is greater than some of its parts. And it's it's proper in-depth, criticism and in-depth looks at games, which is not, there's other channels that do that as well, but it's just interesting. Course, yeah. Like, he's a new channel, or reasonably new, less than 100 kids subs, but he's doing something very different and interesting with the platform, which I think is cool.
And inspiring as well, to show that a lot of people quit now because so many people have done that idea or done a version of that idea, but there's still a gap if you have your own niche, your own love for a thing. Yeah, because really, just put it out there.
Really, all he's doing is the same thing, but just he's bringing his own knowledge and love for the medium to it. And that's all he's doing, and it's just all you got to do is bring your own angle and make it quality and put real work into it, because that's what he does. So that was my pick, but it is a runner-up. My pick, it's still hard. Like, I'm still quite torn. What,
between a third one?
Yeah, but no, my pick is... Oh, man. No, my pick has got to be Now You See It.
Oh, okay.
So Now You See It is movie criticism. It's basically, it's not even an active channel anymore. I think it's got less than 1 million subs. In fact, it does. I'm actually looking at it now. No, they are still active. Sorry, they are still active. So he just does film criticism. He will do, they're basically short video essays about different topics related to film. So he'll do one on, vampires in film. That's actually my favorite. I'll link that. But he talks about how vampires have been portrayed in films over time and why that has occurred. It used to be that you couldn't depict any homosexuality on the screen, but if the characters were vampires, you were allowed a bit more leeway. Or, it represents a fear of a certain other nation that was, that the country was at odds with at that time. And it's just super interesting and, again, in depth. And the way he talks about stuff is he's very knowledgeable and he makes quality content, where the focus is the movies, but his commentary is so, deep and interesting, and just he's so knowledgeable as well. He knows so many different movies, and for any of his 10 12 minute long videos, he's throwing in quotes and mentioning 20 30 different movies. He'll just show a little clip from each one, and you just think like, how can he hold all of this in his head and think like
that bank?
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, this scene in here, this is interesting. This reminds me of this and this and this and this, and came from that, and that director did this. It's just some people have very good, minds and memories for films and cinema. But yeah, his content is super interesting, really well done. I strongly recommend it. I mean, he even did an episode that was quite interesting about storytelling on YouTube and how YouTube kind of changed the game with things. It was mostly about who did the big documentary? Shane Dawson. So it was mostly about Shane Dawson and how he did something completely different with the platform. Which, like him or love him or hate him, Shane Dawson, he did do that. He brought like a proper full-length documentary style to YouTube and YouTube drama, basically. Yeah, which is pretty cool.
I would love to know if YouTube has actually affected, or I'm sure it has, but like to what degree the film industry. Because obviously people's how they take in information, how their attention span, just a younger audience is kind of born on YouTube, that movies might have to adapt to suit them as well. I can't really think of examples, but I'm sure it has, and I'd love to find out if anyone's done stuff like that. A documentary on it.
Yeah, that is a good question. I mean, but yeah, that is my pick. I, now I've spoken about it, I'm very happy with that pick. I think I ended up the way round it should have been. Yeah. What I mean?
Ending on a high note.
Yeah.
Love it.
So all the links will be in the description. I think that about wraps us up for episode number 90 of the Hit Pause podcast. Our first ever video episode. Let us know in the comments on YouTube.
If you don't want to see us anymore.
Email us, hitpausedpodcast@gmail.com. Sub to us on iTunes, on SoundCloud, on any podcasting app. We're going to be back probably in a couple of weeks. We normally take a couple of weeks hiatus between seasons, but we'll be back in a couple of weeks. Let us know how you liked the video format, Maybe every episode will be like this now.
Well, easy. Tight.
I know.
Yeah. Finales, absolutely.
Yeah. And thank you all for watching and listening. We will see you next season.
See you there.